Hello again, Rando fans. We are back here on the SpeedGaming family of networks with more A Link to the Past Randomizer League. We are wrapping up our week of co-ops, and so we can just get our last fix of co-op racing in. I am Cool Papa Bell 2282, and alongside me is Star 1468. How are you doing today?
Hello everyone, I'm doing good. How are you, CPB?
I am doing great. Excited to see some more Rando, because haven't had enough yet this week somehow.
Nope, we've got ourselves the French Canadians, Rywick versus Rywick and Asclepios Rod versus Did You Check Your Boot, Werfajig and Rampant Revenant. Rywick and A-Rod, both prominent members of the Link to the Past Randomizer Francophone community. I don't know much about either member of the other team, unfortunately.
Yeah, and we let's see, in game one of this match, the Did You Check Your Boot was victorious. Wolfjig was one of the runners in there, but Tam has been swapped out for Rampant Revenant here. So looks like Les French Canadiens are going to be looking to get some revenge in game two here.
Yeah, looks like it. Shoutouts also to our two crackers today, our Terrell and Furious Magic, for keeping it behind the scenes as we get started. Bombs in Link's house, map in the sanctuary. Good. No.
Those early bombs are always quite nice.
Yep. Map check. Crystal on Hera, pendant on Desert. Pendant on Eastern. I did not catch Desert.
Was the red pendant, I believe, on Desert, so.
Alright, 2 pendants in Late World then, although it's not the worst considering it's 80 anyway. You're beating all the dungeons.
Yeah,
So a fairly typical co-op opener for ALTTPR. You've got yourselves one runner always goes to the sanctuary, the other goes to Link's house, and see from there. CPB is a bit quiet today. I have you turned up to 175% right now on my end, I'll be honest.
All right, I'll try and get a bit closer to the microphone here. I was just about to say, with tier 1 bombs, a tier 1 tree pull of bombs, runners in the castle are at 10 bombs, and looks like Rywek is going to go ahead into the front of escape and do that with just bombs.
Looks like there was a glove in the Uncle chest. I unfortunately managed to miss both lumberjack checks, so I have no idea what's on it.
Whereas Rampant Revenant is going to go ahead and take those gloves to the back of escape and get 3 quick checks as opposed to the 3 slower ones that Rywek is going for.
And, oh, salut Death Code Panda, another member of the Francophone community, and welcome in, SpeedGaming Doi trading of the party of 48. We just started here with the match of the Link to the Past Randomizer League as A-Rod and Werfajig find a sword in the Lost Woods. Preemptive apology for any and all French I might speak, since we do have a pair of French Canadians.
And
Time to
Rywek,
get myself linguistically mixed up from time to time. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, Rywek looked very practiced there with that bomb escape, throwing 2 bombs and using the knockback from one to get the guard to run into the other one, so very nicely done.
Yep. Revenants on the south shore as Werfajig and A-Rod head for Kakariko here. And oh, bienvenue SpeedGaming français. Nous avons un match de la première saison de la Ligue ALTTPR contre les French Canadiens. Et did you check your boot? Vous connaissez sûrement Rewek et Rahad, et leurs adversaires sont Werfajig et Rampant Revenant. À l'autre côté, nous venons de commencer et on cherche des items comme toujours. I do actually speak fairly solid French, so I just switched to introduce our Francophone raiders. Back to English. Not a lot. Looks like I got a hammer and a bottle in Blind's hut.
Not too bad with a hammer and a glove, most of the way to Dark World access already.
Clippers and Mini Moldorm Cave, and the Bug Net. More checks opened up.
Yeah, we'll see how much of those flipper checks Rampant Revenant wants to do. Nowhere close to Zora money, so that might get isolated.
Also, I noticed that Ryvik has Quake. I assume that must have been the back of Escape. Not much in the. Looks like we've also managed to pick up a bow in Kakariko. As Stick Kid check here gives us a green rupee.
Yeah, I believe Rywek did front of Escape, and Rampant Revenant did back of Escape. Ooh, unlucky. Rampant Revenant taking a death there. Those crabs do 2 hearts of damage on green mail, so that's always dangerous at this point in a seed.
Yeah, that one does feel bad. Lake Island is a heart piece. I entirely missed the library on the other side.
I believe the library was the Red Cane.
Oh, so they're gonna need those boots. And one of our trackers are Terrell confirming that Samari is in the library. Nothing on the race game, so they're heading on off. Gonna also check out that shovel they picked up in Kakariko, see what that is.
And Hobo under the bridge giving us a magic mirror. That's very nice. That does open up a little bit on the mountain. Would be out of logic at this point without the lamp, but we could get up to Tower of Hera, potentially.
Yep. We're currently out of logic without a lamp. Eastern might not be a bad play, especially because I do have a bow. Can't complete it out of logic or not.
Yeah,
and reference here is doing the waterfall fairy. Bombs and a blue. Lovely.
Oh, that was a moon pearl in Ice Rod Cave. That death is going to feel
Ooh.
so bad for Rampant Revenant now.
That feels bad for, did you check your boot? Yeah. Because, yeah, Revenant taking a death just outside. Nothing in Saha's hut beyond this single arrow, it looks like. So never mind, I can't read. There's a flute in it. I'm just blind, apparently. So that gives us mountain access and logic, which means, yep. Hera is completable. Eastern is now completable out of logic unless the lamp shows up, which it might. And we do in fact also have Darkhold access between Hammer, Glove, and Moon Pearl. At least instead of French Canadians.
Yeah, and tons of options in the Dark World too. There's the sort of standard Village of Outcast stuff. There's Hype Cave. Pod is also full clearable out of logic, just without that lamp. So lots of options suddenly opening up for our runners.
Vanilla map in Eastern. There's the Moon Pearl for Werfjig. Werfjig? Yeah. Realize there's only one I in that name just now. Yeah. So yeah, not too much of a, just feels bad for Revenant more than anything else. At least Werfjig was able to check it, but it does feel a little bit unfortunate that Revenant has to backtrack to Ice Rod Cave.
Yeah, also a little unlucky that Did You Check Your Boot didn't find that flute before Rampant made this trip over to Kakariko, because being able to activate the flute right now would be very nice as well.
It would. So Rowak is gonna head over to the Kakariko area. Revenant is already there. Werfjig is getting that getting that mirror now, and A-Rod's in the Eastern.
But looks like Rampant was just going to go grab the bow and then go to check out the eastern area. So it looks like they're going to find their flute pretty soon.
Yep. Second bottle in Eastern, alright. Nice, but not all that helpful. They're just giving us 10 arrows. This is going to be the glove for Wolfjig.
And Rampant is in the Old Man Rescue in the dark there. Everything up on the mountain is going to be in logic, although Did You Check Your Boot doesn't know that yet, not having the flute. But with that mirror and hammer, we can get all the way over to Paradox Cave and find a bunch of stuff up there. So a nice item-dense play on Did You Check Your Boot's side.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of checks. We've got the Old Man right here, the 2 checks with Spectacle Rock, 2 items in Hera, 7 in Paradox, and 1 in Sparrow Cave. If I'm counting correctly. A little bit. Red Rupee on Spectacle Rock. And Heart Piece in Spectacle Rock, so that's dead.
And both teams, it seems like, are thinking pretty similarly, having one teammate kind of wrapping up the rest of the Light World checks, and one teammate going into the Dark World. Wolfjig giving us our first glance at the map in the Dark World.
Yeah, Green Pendant Thieves. Looks like the red crystals were Pod and TR. Alright, we're also in the Dark World here, in the Village Fatcast area. Cave Time has 10 arrows, Red Rupee, Red Rupee, Red Rupee, and a Red... Seriously, game, 4 Red Rupees in a row. Sure, 0 out of 10 hype game there. Nice.
I mean, I will call that 1 out of 10, because Wolfjig actually has pod money now when he didn't before, so...
Okay. Maybe slightly less than absolute uselessness, but not by much. And that's the first dungeon done out of the Forerunners here for A-Rod at 11:30.
I was going to say, and this does work out pretty nicely because Wolfjig really wanted to come over here and do the pod Eastern combo with that mirror, so he's also about to find a flute in the back of Saha's closet.
Paradox Cave has got 7 checks for Revenant, and the big key was in the first check of Thieves. It looks like Rybex also managed to pick up a third ring. And hey, is that a fire rod or is it?
I believe that was a fire rod.
Convenient to run in the Skull Woods with Thieves down right after this.
Ooh, and nice find there in Paradox. Boots for Rampant Revenant, and a book as well.
Nice find. It looks like Wolfjig is gonna head on over to the Death Mountain area as Revenant runs off to Hera. Unfortunately, because Wolfjig got notified of those boots in the pod area, he did not manage to pick up that flute. Just a little piece of love on Ether Tablet. Convenient book placement, really, so you can check that and then not need to worry about it later.
Yeah, and I can understand wanting to get boots as soon as possible, but I don't know, it's such a walk over there to the pod area that I'm not sure that save and quit was the best idea.
Yeah. Map in the Attic of Thieves. A-Rod's getting his pearl now. Bombs.
Luckily, those enemies in Hera are dropping hearts, so we're saved from Rampant's heartbeats. Railway also very low on health in Thieves Town.
Earthjig following their partner up to the mountain and heading on over to Paradox as Revenant finds a small key in the big chest of Hera. I do not remember if we've seen the second item yet. I know there were some bombs in the map chest.
Yes, no fire source, so if anything is down in the basement, that will get isolated. Even if they had a fire source, it might still get isolated.
Yep. And there is an item in the basement, I believe, with that map. That second dungeon beat on the restream. Ryback is close behind for line. As A-Rod goes to get his mirror. And that's a green pin for Ryback. Fire out in the front, not much of anything in the back.
That seems pretty typical for Thieves Town.
Yep. Bonk rocks. That's $50. And hey, there's a Master Sword in the village. You know, it's quite possible Saha could have a lamp. It'd be kind of funny, but it is possible.
Yeah, we joke about the ice rod being, you know, impossible to find because it could be anywhere. The lamp often feels like that because there's so much you can do with, you know, dipping half of a dungeon like pod and then, you know, lamp is in swamp or something. Lamp is very often quite elusive.
Mm-hmm.
Workjig finding that flute and Rampant immediately running in that direction.
Makes sense. Ravak is doing the dig game. Little surprised he didn't do Skull Woods actually while he was in the Thieves Town area. Thieves Town area? Village area. Because he did just pick up that fire rod in the front of Thieves, so might want to put it off for a little bit longer, but it is clearable at this point, Skull Woods.
Yeah, and got that Master Sword in Sea House, which makes that moth fight significantly easier. A lot of times runners will try and avoid doing that, you know, Fighter Sword 5-heart moth fight, but Master Sword is a big step up.
Oh yeah. A-Rod is going to find out that Hype Cave is not particularly hype. It will also give him mod money, but, well. And there's the ice rod for Werfjig in the stealthless basement of Pod. So, speaking of things that are hard to find, well, there's the Ghost Rod. We're already making quite solid progress on this seed. We have a lot of items right now. We're mostly looking for a hookshot. Hookshot bits and maybe medallions, it looks like, are about the only things we really need. Looks like Ether was also in pond for Worf Jig, speaking of medallions.
Oh, we just got a ped check from Rampant. I did not see what it was.
I did not either, unfortunately.
But
Furry fan saying it's dead. Alright, thanks.
as always, we can count on chat for a strong reaction to any pedestal checks.
Yep. And Arturo confirming it's just some bombs. Yeah, less than 20 minutes in, we're only a couple of items from no mode here on Restream, effectively, which is kind of unusual.
Yeah, these co-op seeds can sometimes just give us most of everything up front. This is being pretty generous so far.
Yep.
So another move I'm not so sure about from Les French Canadiens, they were both in the Hype Cave area, and Rywek decided to go back to the Light World, grab Mirror, and probably is going to head up the mountain, since they have not been up there yet. That's fine, but it feels like it would have been better to send Rywek over to do the Pod Eastern stuff, and be able to check that green pendant at the same time. But we'll see if Saha turns out to be anything interesting or not.
Yep. Powder was also in pond, it looks like, for Worf Jig. Didn't quite catch which chest. Finding a heart container there in the maze. And there's a heart piece.
Got a whole lot of dark rooms going on at once. I believe that's Old Man Cave for Rywek.
And another heart piece. 3 chests, 2 heart containers and a heart piece. That's Longbows actually for Rywek. I think he was in Dark Cross, is where he was.
Oh, right. He had been in Back of Escape.
Yeah, I was like, Old Man Cave? I'm pretty sure he's in Dark Cross.
I mean, I think he's on his way up the mountain, so in my head, he was just already there.
Yeah. Were all 3 medallions in Hyrule Castle? Because I'll be honest, I have no idea where Ether was for Did You Check Your Boot? I lost track. That might have been Pod, but no.
Yeah, Ether is Back of Escape.
Ah, thank you. That's where I lost track. And then Quake was Friend of Escape. Fun spots. Okay, yep, thank you. My note's getting a little screwy at times, so there we go. Helmasaur is now on his way for Orphagix, heading next, as Revenant heads to the back of Thieves, A-Rod's heading to the back of the pod. Beepity beep for Revenant. And Rywek's activating his fleet.
Revenant somehow on 4 hearts still. Thievestown Green Mail, 4 hearts is not a pleasant place to be.
No, not really. It is a symptom of, well, it is a side result of co-op, is that you're going to open less chests than you normally would, since your partner is telling you which chests to open and which ones to skip. So I usually end up with less hearts than you normally would. Sometimes partners might choose to tell sometimes you might choose to tell their partner, hey, there's a heart container here if you want to pick it up. But some choose not to, and they might also just decide to skip picking up those hearts, and you're still not going to get heart pieces generally.
Some heads-up play from Revenant there. Our stun prize today is a heart, so busting out the boomerang to refill on health a little bit.
Yep. And Rywick's in Skull Woods now.
And Rywick and A-Rod still have not been up the mountain at all yet from the looks of things. That's the thing, when the seed opens up like this one did, just so many places to go, a lot of good options, and it's hard to tell which one is the best one in the abstract. So they'll be a little bit behind on getting boots, but a little bit ahead on clearing dungeons. So we'll see how that trade works out.
Samaria is on the library, Ragnarok. Yeah, we are generally in pseudo 2 items, more or less 2 items from no mode for like 5 minutes at this point. Ever since we saw all 3 medallions in Hyrule Castle of all places. We just need hookshot and we miss, which is bizarre. Really jet seed so far.
Yeah, and Mit's Go mode is just one of the best things you can get, because so much of the game is locked by Mit's, that if you find everything else you need before Mit's, you get to Go mode 3 dungeons at minimum.
Yep. Hey, Shady Force. No one's checked the catfish yet. They haven't had a reason to go over to that bit of the map just yet. They have dungeons to do.
Pretty nice moth fight there from Rywick.
King's Tomb and Graveyard Ledge checks for Revenant. Managed to find a blue mail from, I would guess, King's Tomb, as there's just a red rupee on Graveyard Ledge. Aaron, I believe, is hiding for Helmasaur. I lost track of where Werfjig is.
This is the Eastern Palace Dark Room.
Ah, okay.
So,
unfortunately, hi, my name. Pet is already dead. Revenant checked that a little bit ago. It is some bombs.
Yeah, just gonna say we know nothing here since A-Rod has been through Eastern already, but one more dungeon to check off the list for Werfjig.
F Magic is a nice find in Skull Woods, and I believe that is also the second item, so Rywick's out of there.
Of course, why would we find half magic before the moth fight?
Alright. Because generally runners will do the back of Skull Woods before the front if at all possible, since if you find both items in the back, you just can skip the entire front. Or even just finding one item in the back will save you time on the front. The French Canadian just haven't been up the mountain yet. Boots are in Paradox Cave.
Yeah, and it's somewhat understandable. I mean, they might be thinking about trying to find Mitts before going up the mountain. They might just be thinking about the fact that mirror and hammer access to the east side of Death Mountain is the slower way to get there. They would much rather have the hook shot and just go straight across. So, And again, there are just so many item dense locations to go to. There was the Pod Eastern play, beating Skull Woods and this North Dark World stuff, and everything in the Village of Outcasts. They just made different choices.
Yeah, speaking of Pod Eastern, I think A-Rod took a death and laid Helmasaur on Helma. Ouch, and has decided I'm going to go to the Skull Woods area, get that Master Sword, just do some other things, and get a bit more equipment before I go back for Helma. That feels bad.
Yeah, I think that's another reason why Rywek in Pod might have been a better idea, because with that Fire Rod, that's just a huge help in getting through the Dark Turtle room, which is just so tricky without a fire source.
Absolutely. Revenant is deep strats on Moth here. Nicely done. Something we haven't commented on yet is actually their sprites each of these runners are using. Rywek has got Minish Cap Link. A-Rod is got Vanilla. I think that's Santa Link for Wolfchick, and that is a Lucario on Revenant's side. Currently shiny since he has the blue mail.
See, the beep strats are you just make Mothula think that there's a bat somewhere trying to eat it, and then it gets scared and it's easier to kill. Most people don't know that.
That is, by the way, a hilariously convenient mushroom on Catfish. On Rywek's side. Gonna just go turn that right in. Yep.
Yeah, is that still not enough rupees for Zora? Is that 325? That's unfortunate.
Yeah, 325. And just a blue beef.
Feels like at this point we have runners just sort of going back over the same ground as each other. I'm trying to think about where our progression is going to come from, and it feels like it's Swamp Palace.
Most likely swamp, yes. Desert's a possibility. We do have that book.
Yeah, we got the book to get in there. The book does also open up the tablets, which we can get items from.
Yep, we already saw Ether Tablet is some variety or another of junk I've long forgotten. Somebody at Did You Check Your Boot read the tablet earlier. The Bombo's tablet is outstanding. Desert is clearable. We do have boots and we do have a fire rod. Front half of Swamp has got some checks.
I don't know if we've seen Magic Bat yet.
No, we have not, as Revenant picks up that cane. Unfortunately, the cane is absolutely useless until we get mitts.
I think from all of those options, full clearable desert sounds like the best one before any one-offs or a hookshotless swamp dip.
I would think so. No invincibility items, so we're not going to be able to do Spike Cave at the moment, really, I don't think. Yeah, not much health either. E45, one of some odds and ends overall checks available to our runners here for Revenant. And hey, that's red mail. I'll take that.
Yeah, pretty welcome on 4 hearts, I'd say.
I would say so. And Lucario is now, red.
I was gonna say, routing-wise, this feels pretty good. Revenant can go check out that Bombos tablet and then just transition straight into Desert Palace check. So, those flow together pretty well.
Bombo's tablet now. Why is our extreme pulsing? I am not sure, I'll be honest. Bombs on a Bombus tablet. Reminds me though, did we ever, I think we only saw one item in Hera. If I was counting correctly, there is a second item in the basement. Because Revenant did not have a fire rod at the time. So that is a check available for Hookshot or Mitts.
I feel like that's about the best thing you can say about Hera Basement. It is a check that is available.
Yeah. I wonder if Rywick will do it here, because he does have that fire rod to do. And, well, I think they are starting to run out of wand checks a bit as they French Canadians.
Yeah, I think both teams are getting to the point where they are desperate enough to do even unpleasant checks like Hera Basement.
Mm-hmm. And Rywick is in fact going back in as A-Rod checks out the magic back. Desert here for Revenant.
Just got the keys so far in Desert.
Oh, that's 10 arrows.
Oh, hook shot on Magic Bat. Pretty much simultaneous here between Warpjig and A-Rod.
Good find. Random, it's from Go Mode, huh? Though they certainly would like a third Sword or Silver arrows, especially on considering most of them have fairly low hearts. Ganon's going to be kind of rough.
And with that hookshot making the swamp such an attractive play, it feels like mitts are, I don't want to say guaranteed to be in there, but it feels like the probability is quite high.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember, though, where was that powder?
Powder, Harmless Hellway.
Ah, okay.
Or at least I wrote it down as such. My notes have been a little wonky today, so I'm not 100% sure. Okay, Arturo confirming I did not forget that. Yeah, Mitts Go Mode, so we're gonna have 3 Go Modable dungeons in the forms of Ice, Fire, and TR. How Go Mode double are they? We don't know, but they technically will be Go Mode. I do believe Sparrow Cave is a new check for Rylak.
Just the advantage that Did You Check Your Boot is getting from those boots, ironically enough, is just compounding here as Rywek choosing to do Spiral Cave before getting the boots out of Paradox.
Plus $300 for Rylak in Spiral Cave.
Very nice Fire Rod Landmo fight from Rampant.
Yeah, and that's another point from the chat is the Jacker Boot only has 1 medallion, the Ether medallion. The French Canadians know of all 3. A-Rod currently has 0, but that's not a particular concern, considering that Mitts is their Go Mode.
Yeah.
Or will be here in about a minute once Rywek finds those boots.
But yeah, that's a really good point, is those medallions could bite Did You Check Your Boot depending on what happens, but if they wind up just getting Ether on both Meyer and Turtle Rock, then they never have to go back for the other 2.
Yeah, there is that. There's the boots finally for Rywek. Does feel a little bad, I think, getting those 38 minutes in when they've been available for 20 plus minutes.
So Rywek going to do some boots checks, Rampant heading directly to Palace of Darkness to get that powder for a hook shot. Workjig gonna show off the diver down tech here.
And there's Mitz. Haha. That's a fun spot.
Wow. And Rywick has had Thievestown done for a long time and just was never back over in the eastern area to check that green pendant turn-in.
No, I'm not sure where he's currently running off to. I guess this is desert area, maybe? Hopefully he goes to the pod area soon, because that will be the midst then for him, since he's also not done Eastern yet.
Yeah, I'm not... Oh, he's going to grab Kane off of the library.
Ah, makes sense. Freda, yep, Bombos and Quake were gonna escape. Quake in the front, Bombos and Dark Cross.
And from a logical go mode standpoint, there's still that small question of where in the heck the lamp is, but...
That is actually a good question. Where is that lamp? Let's see. It wasn't in desert. It wasn't in pod. It could be in swamp because hookshot is. Because I think powder was available with that lamp. I think with harmless hellway being a placement.
Yeah, harmless hellway is not lamp locked, so.
It could honestly be in some of our Mitz locked dungeons too, since Mitz themselves were not lamp locked.
Yeah, chat asked forever ago about if Saha had lamp, but it might just be that lamp is logically behind those mitts that Saha had for us.
Yep. And there's a fair few spots where that lamp could have ended up.
Yeah, including lots of places that we are never gonna check, like Smith Chain or things like that, so...
Yeah. Because mitts is go mode for both teams. Speaking of the powder, by the way, Revenant I think just picked it up. Yes. So Revenant, Werfjig, easily the healthiest of our runners at 9 hearts. Arod is next at 8. And then that's 7 for Rylek and 5 for Revenant. So I think they generally would probably like to track down a something to make Ganon a little nicer. Not a couple bottles, but at least on low health it would be appreciated to get another sword, at least at this point. There's good chances one in GT or something on their way through. Certainly not going to go out of their way to look for one.
Yeah, they're really hoping for something like the checks along the way in Ice Palace or Turtle Rock, or Misery Mire for that matter, depending on where the big key is. There are still lots of chests they're going to have to look for or walk right past as they're looking for big keys, where those swords or silver arrows could be.
Airhot finding the big key in the back of Swamp and is gonna go check out the big chest now. As Morphjig takes down Argus and picks up the Bloomerang. Well, not much in Swamp. Heart Container is certainly appreciated for A-Rod's side.
It's a really nice 4 quick fire rod shots from Dwarfjig. But both of these runners in Swamp sort of got bitten by the decision of whether to do the left side of Swamp on your first trip through. It is a little bit faster if you do, but then if you find the big key in the back of Swamp, it gets a little bit awkward, as we saw here, but that's just kind of the way Swamp is.
Dwarfjig is going to go retrieve those mitts now. So late French Canadians are comfortably in no mode, but are a little bit behind on dungeon progression in comparison to the You Check Your Boot, who might be in go mode, but also have the concern of medallions.
Well, the French Canadian have not checked
Oh, wait, they don't have the bits. Never mind, I forgot that they haven't done that yet. Whoops.
So yeah, a lot of this will come down to medallions. I mean, if they're both ether, Did You Check Your Boot is in great shape. Otherwise, it is still anybody's race.
Very much so. A-Rod does need to go back to beat Pod, so he might choose to do that after Swamp here, which would be the best time, I think, for late French Canadians to get those mitts. Would also give A-Rod the ability to route in Desert and Mire together, which would be nice.
Okay, so we were just talking about how great it would be to find a sword or silvers. Wolfjig just found both in Mire Shed.
Thanks, Gabe. Convenient!
But that is a Bombos on the Mire entry, so Did You Check Your Boot is going to have to get back into Hyrule Castle to find those medallions.
Yep. Simultaneous dungeon rewards for Rywek and A-Rod. Ice Palace is going to be here for Wolfjig. So I'm heading to the back, and A-Rod's actually... Oh, that makes sense. So you could just head on over to Paradox. Rywek is going to...
Looks like we're finally going to see a Zora check.
I was gonna say, I was like, where is Rywek going? Zora makes sense.
So taking stock here, Did You Check Your Boot is on 9 dungeon clears right now. About to get one more very quickly. The French Canadians are only on 7, but it feels like their go mode is a little bit more in the path that they want to follow, as opposed to these medallions, which feel pretty out of the way for the checks that Did You Check Your Boot really wants to be making for the rest of this game.
Yeah, I honestly hope for Did You Check Your Boot's sake that Turtle Rock is also Bombos or Quake, because if it's Ether, they're just gonna put off Hyrule Castle for even longer. So A-Rod's gonna head on off to Hera now, might as well. Rywek is... well... Let's see, where is Rywek going? Probably Pod Eastern, if I guess. Yeah, it looks like it.
Yes, does need to grab that powder to get hookshot, so let's hope this includes a Saha check along the way. Oh, no, we're headed to
Pyramid Ledge. I think A-Rod was trying to bottle a fairy, but just ended up running into it instead. Just a red rupee on Pyramid Ledge.
Oh, Rywek. Walking right... Okay, I was going to say walking right past the mirror spot, but probably the plan here is go into Pod, mirror to
then
East,
go.
yeah.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't leave the area without bits, that's the big thing. The only thing about him putting it off is A-Rod's going to be doing other things and not picking up those mitts to do those dungeons, which is unfortunate. A-Rod actually leaving Hera behind for the moment to note as well. Earthshake is done with ice. I don't think there was much in it. Didn't check much either. And let's see, moment of truth for the Junior Boot. What is the medallion for Kuryar? And that is Ether. That's gonna be a little bit longer before they manage to track down their bombos then out of Escape.
Yep, this is going to be a full clear of Ether coming up, or of Turtle Rock coming up.
Yeah. Skullwoods on Murphjig's side. Under for Rywick. Super Bunny giving us a heart container and some money. Heart container pretty appreciated by Roughing It there since that was only their 6th.
Rookjig just dropped into the front of Skullwoods to get that half magic and another heart container before going back to beat Moth.
Yep, nothing at all of interest in Hookshot Key for Revenant. Marok is heading for Helma.
In that same Dark Turtle room, he's going to switch to the Fire Rod to try and light one of those torches. There we go. That will make things significantly easier.
And that's A-Rod's it's fourth dungeon beat, sorry. The French Canadians slowly catching up to Did You Check Your Boots in terms of dungeon completion, and hopefully should be in their go mode in a couple of minutes. Okay, now for A-Rod, Helma's down for Alec. Actually, I realize that A-Rod is probably skipping Hera for now. I think Hera's going to be A-Rod's final dungeon beat right before GT. So I lost track of earlier. Going to be Skullwoods for him. Rywick is mirroring. Going to be Eastern and hopefully get those mids. Good play from Zoro's in chat. Yeah, good thing for Did You Check the boot their boot that Meyer is a crystal, so they won't be able to do GT while looking for their bombos.
Yeah, and the dungeon count right now is 12 to 9 in favor of Did You Check Your Boot. But again, they're going to come up against a wall pretty soon with not having those medallions.
No, and it's gonna be 11 soon for late French Canadians.
Yeah, both Skullwoods and Eastern are going to be pretty fast. Ooh, but this might be good for Did You Check Your Boot. Wolfjig is at the pyramid. This could be the time to mirror to
Nope.
Castle. Nope.
Nope. to check Catfish, and does not have enough money for Zora though.
So I think what they might be thinking is that Rampant is on the way to clearing Turtle Rock. That will be the second red crystal. So Rampant might be planning to do Big Red Bomb into the Pyramid Fairy checks, and then go into Hyrule Castle from there. But I don't know, that means Werfjig would rather do Catfish and Smith Chain instead of just getting to Hyrule Castle faster.
Yeah. And it's gonna be a few minutes yet before Revenant gets out of Turtle Rock as well.
But alright, if Werfjig is running out of the Catfish area, looks like we're going to turn in this mushroom. I don't know if he's then going to run to Hyrule Castle next.
We will have to see. Oh, just a straight blind pedal from A-Rod. I forgot he already has all 3 pendants. Well, I guess right here. Might as well.
Nope, Werfjig is going to flute away. And yep, headed to the village. Looks like this is Smith Chain.
Oof, A-Rod has a really, really bad mirror portal position, unfortunately. He keeps getting stuck here. Okay, there we go. Took a couple tries, but does get it. Mirrored a little too close to the tongue thing. There's Go Mode for them. As Relic picks up those boots and is on it. He's out. Gonna head straight for Meyer.
Yep, not surprising there. Can look at the medallion requirements and tell A-Rod exactly what to pick up out of the castle.
Yep. And that is the unfortunate thing, that A-Rod hasn't touched the castle since, so it's gonna have to go to both, for both Dark Cross and the back of Escape in this case. Rylak also knows now, please check Meyer said, you've got both your silvers and tempered in there, it's gonna make life a lot easier. What is Rylak checking the checkerboard cave for, actually? Oh, he's Burna. But they are in go mode, so I'm moderately confused why Rylak just did that.
Yeah, maybe just looking for Lamp, which is still at large somehow.
Yeah, we're starting to run out of places for it. Oh, that's a point from chat. Rylak got Ice Rod and Pod. Yikes.
Oh, that's a little unfortunate. At least it's early in pod, but that is still going to be an extra walk back just to get to the pod entrance. I believe it is in the Stalfos basement drop-down.
Correct. Feels bad, though. Alright, Revenant is save quitting to Link's house, which is good. And but is okay. Heading. Yeah, should be Pyramid Fairy.
And I do like
A-Rod's gonna go back to beat Pod.
And also grab Mitz along the way. I do like this play from Rylak, going straight up to Dark Death Mountain, getting information about both of those medallions that are necessary immediately before actually beating either of the dungeons.
Yeah, because your partner has not done either of those, has not done anything in Escape, and needs to know, what do I actually need to go back for anyway? Speaking of Escape, Werfjig is there! Woohoo! And unfortunately, the front of Escape is the part that's absolutely useless. It's the back that has the items. Yeah, it's also going to finish off Helmasaur here. Took a death on the way there earlier and just now has to come back. I will still put Digi Checker Boot in the lead here. ER says 13 dungeons on their side to ER says 11 on the French Canadians side. That will be 12 soon for though for the French Canadians, since A-Rod's about to go beat Helmosaurus' 12th.
Yes, but I think you're right. Did you check your boot? Sort of has all of the pieces in place other than these medallions. They're both in the right place to get the medallions right now. So they will just be go-moding their last few dungeons.
And I'm still scratching my head as to why Rywak is in Hookshot Cave. Like, the French Canadians are in troop. They are in go mode. They know of everything they need for every palace. I am getting more confused at this point as to why they're checking more things.
Yeah, could it be some sort of miscommunication about the ice rod?
Like, Lamp is nice, but I don't know if it's worth this at this point. Yeah, honestly.
We do still have the Mire basement to do, which is certainly the hardest dark room in the game in my experience. Oh, and there's Dark Aga as well, since this is all dungeons.
Yeah, okay, Ravik just realized Ice Rod, thankfully. Phew. But yeah, yeah, it is a little bit interesting. I guess Lamp would have been the thing to look for, but I'm also not sure. I guess it depends. Because A-Rod was having a little bit of trouble with the pod dark rooms earlier. It's how he took a death on the way to Helmosaur and why he is back now. And that's Helmo down for A-Rod. That is dungeon number 12 for the French Canadians. Also, happy 1 hour, everyone. Shoutouts to our forerunners, Rywak, Asclepios, Rod, Werfchick, and Rampant Revenant, to my co-commentator, Cool Papa Bell, and to our 2 trackers, our Carol and Furious Magic.
And special shoutouts to our trackers this week. Co-op is so hard to watch 2 runners at once when they might be in wildly different places at the same time, so they're putting in the hard work for sure this week.
Absolutely. Yeah. Did you check your boot? Now does have the medallions they need, and I would say are indeed in a fairly solid go mode. Tam, I would agree with you there in chat, noting that those early boots made up a bunch of time for them. Just faster movement throughout much of the seed, because Rywak and A-Rod took, what, 15 minutes longer? 15-20 minutes longer to find those boots in comparison?
Yeah, something like that. Rampant also has Gold Sword. I'm not sure where that 4th one came from.
Best guess is TR, but I'm also not sure either. Thanks, Notaro. Confirming it was in TR. So I was like, what has Revenant done that we have not seen, that no one else has done, which would in fact be TR.
Yeah, I was not paying much attention to that since we knew there was no progression in there, but Buttersword doesn't hurt.
No, it does not. Yeah, okay, it was fairly on Trinex, which is a wildly funny spot.
Well, we have a very generous Misery Mire. The big key is just in that spike chest, so that'll be a fast trip through Mire for all of our runners.
Nice gun Mire there. A-Rod is picking up those 2 medallions he needs.
There's one spot where Butter is significantly better than Tempered. Going through that 0 cycle Argus, you can reset if you sort of get messed up in the middle, because for Tempered 0 cycle, you have to get in the weird poke dash state, But with Butter Sword, you can just hold out your sword and pull the hooks into you, so that makes a very fast Phase 1 of Argus much easier. Nicely done from Rampant there.
Yeah, A-Rod accidentally mismenued and used Bombos instead of Flute outside Link's house there, but is now going to get tempered then. Silver isn't going to be able to do Mire here. So all 4 runners just in dungeon clear mode. They all have the items they need, and they're just clearing everything up. Viddy going on for Earthjig as Rabbit takes on Cold Stare. And Revenant is heading into Ice Palace as A-Rod heads into Mire.
Some nice symmetry here as the top runners were on Ice and Mire, and their teammates are on Mire and Ice, respectively.
Yeah. Yeah, Tam216 there in chat, I forgot, isn't also the third member of Team to check your boot. Nimban is right like an A-Rod's teammate. So this is going to be Swamp for Rywek. Earthjig is in Desert. So both top runners are currently at 7 dungeons beat apiece. Desert and Swamp a fairly similar length. ERSS. Revenant is a good couple dungeons up on A-Rod, but Mire is... we'll see how long it takes Mire. A-Rod takes in Mire. Yeah, I'd say let's look if they check the lead here between the two teams, but we'll have to see. I wonder... One thing is to know... it might make a bit of... yeah. I wonder where that big key of GT is. I think that's better last question of this seed.
Yeah, and it feels to me, I could be wrong here, but it feels to me like Did You Check Your Boots lead right now is enough that GT Big Key is probably not going to make the difference, but there is always the possibility of, you know, a tile room play or something like that that makes a really big swing in the race.
It is possible. And that is Desert done for Earthjig, as Revenant drops down to Cold Stare. Is it Rampant or Revenant that's a shorthand? It's Revenant and Race, which is why I've been calling them Revenant, but I actually have no idea.
Yes, I'm not sure either. Earthjig now on the way up the mountain with just Turtle Rock and Hera to beat.
A-Rod taking a death in the Dark Rooms of Mire, but does have a fairy, thankfully. Phew.
Yeah, and I guess we should also still think about the fact that Lamp is still missing, and if we haven't found it yet, it's gonna be in one of those places that is never gonna get checked, like maybe Iced Tea Room that all of our runners have not bothered to go to, something along those lines. But it feels like our runners are gonna be doing Dark Aga to finish off that Aga 1 tower. Fire Rod will make that easier since there are torches in a lot of the trickier rooms.
Nice quick Arcus for Rywek. A-Rod is on Viddy. And that'll be their respective 8th and 7th dungeons beat. Revenant is up to 9 dungeons B and is in his 10th. Workjig 8 B and is in his 9th. Gonna be Ice Palace here for A-Rod.
So yeah, this sort of gives an indication. A-Rod is essentially an entire Ice Palace clear behind Werfjig, and Rywek is an entire TR clear behind Revenant. So it's a pretty substantial lead for Did You Check Your Boot?
It is, because TR and Ice are two of the longer dungeons that they have left. Particularly TR, even in Go mode, you still have to run through pretty much the whole entire place. There's not really many ways you can skip with things in it.
Yeah, there are just so many keys that you have to grab wherever they wind up being. Ice Palace, even with Icebreaker, there's just like a million screen transitions in this dungeon, so...
And that's 50 down for Revenant.
And being the first of our runners to 7 crystals, if anyone in chat wants to play the good old GT Big Key guessing game, should get those guesses in chat now. Guess somewhere between 1 and 22 based on which number check Revenant is going to find that GT Big Key in the tower.
Yeah, my guess is 12. Let's see here. Since GT Big Key guessing games can be kind of complicated in co-op if 2 runners are in there at the same time from the same team, but in this case it's pretty simple. Just we've only got 1 person there for today. Since Werfjig has still got a good couple minutes left in TR and then Hera before he gets into GT. Yeah, you're out here heading into Cold Stare as Rywek heads to Vidi.
Yeah, I think Werfjig won't be too far behind. I'm going to guess we'll be getting into GT about the time that Revenant is starting the climb, because Tower of Hera is extremely fast with the Hera pot.
Alright, Vidi is down for Rywek, and that's Cold Stare down for A-Rod. For Werfjig and for Did You Check Your Boot, those medallions were pretty much last location collectively. Or rather, Bombos was. Yeah, they never did Zora, that might have been about it. And alright, 112, 5 I think was the start of the cutscene or something like that.
Yeah, just about.
Chest number 1 and 2 have a small key and the big key. Chest number 2, Zoros wins with a guest of 4. And since there's a small key also in Hope Room, Revenant is just heading right on up.
Yeah, this seed has definitely paid off with these Go mode late dungeons. Extremely fast Mire, 3 GT Big Key, and Revenant will head straight up the tower.
Werfjig taking down Trinex. Rywek is going into TR. A-Rod hot on his heels. Butter silvers for everyone. No worries there. Or will be buttered silvers in any case for the French Canadian since here. There's no way you missed that gold sword on Trinex.
Revenant once again making good use of that stun prize, just stuns all around in Gauntlet 1 to pick up 4 more hearts.
Rivjig does get the Hero Pot to save a little bit of time. Beautiful one cycle for Revenant on Landmost 2. Rivjig taking out Moldorm. And that is Rivjig's final crystal.
Revenant gets the last small key we need off of the new promos, of course.
Oh, I missed that Kate was in TR earlier as well. Nice. Yeah, no.
Revenant not stopping to top off the health on those anti-fairies. Of course, since we still have to beat Aga 1, our runners will all get a health refill just before the Ganon fight. Not noticed before that Rivjig and A-Rod both managing to still be on green mail.
Yeah, they never had the reason to check to find the mail upgrades that their partners did. K45 and Kingston just not really all that convenient. Go 2 down for Revenant.
Why would you ever beat Aga 1 before Aga 2?
Yeah, right.
So that green mail for Rivjig popping up does take a death there in the gauntlet, but has the fairy for backup.
Ouch. Second, equally nice one cycle on Landmost 2 for Rivjig.
The dark rooms here in the Aga Tower, but does have that fire rod out ready for any torches that are handy. He got bodied just a little bit by the guards in the previous room, but gets this torch lit in the next room. He's now out of the dark. Gonna refill some health again with a couple of, well, okay, or just one stun, that's fine.
Rywick is in GT now, about 7 minutes after. Pick up the key and the funky is now climbing. As Warfjig is on Aga 2 as Revenant arrives on Aga 1. Nerod picks up his gold sword and 6 burst gold. Hey, how many blue balls actually? Let's see.
I'm gonna guess 2.
Probably. It's not gonna be a lot here, it looks like. 3 regular hits in a row. Make that 4. Becca so far being very nice. And that's that. Now, 1 blue ball or 2? I did not.
Yeah, I think just the 1.
Yeah, so I thought. Just 1 blue ball. Pretty nice I get 2. I got 1 today. Lamp is missing as usual. There's not that many places where that lamp could have been, honestly. Like a couple spots in ice, Hera basement's a thing.
Or anywhere in Mire, right? I guess it could have been the lobby chest or the big chest. I guess,
yeah.
Since we had Fire Rod, of course it could have been Firelock side too, so. Revenant with Buttersword making quick work of this Ganon fight, unsurprisingly. Naturally, I'll commentator curse him into a bajillion teleports. Finishes off the big pig with a nice double silver arrow hit. So those GGs in chat for Revenant, the first of our runners to finish.
GG's here, gonna cross the bridge and finish first with an official time of 1:22:49. GG. Wildorm 2 down for Rywick. And that's Dagger 2 for Rywick.
And Aga 1 for Wolfjig.
Not too bad to see. The 122.49, fairly alright for a co-op AD, I think.
Yeah, certainly the mitts on Saha were sort of the worst location from a traditional sense, but those sorts of fetch quests are not nearly so bad when you have to finish the pendants anyway.
Mm-hmm. Here, just barely missing the 1 cycle on land moves. Let's get the 2 cycle through. There's Robocans for Ango Tower.
Wolfjig was showing off some of those cape strats on Aga. If you turn the cape on and grab the wall, the game sort of forgets to drain your magic, so it's a nice, safe way to avoid those fire bats. Wolfjig intentionally missing the torch glitch to try and time that the spot where he froze Ganon for a triple arrow shot, just barely missed it.
Does whoever get get it hit again pretty quickly and crosses the bridge here, finishing second with a time of 125.36, winning the second game for their team this week, bringing them up to 6 points in this division, with an official average time of 124.13. And we do in fact see both of those runners in chat. GG's, guys. We'll see if either of them want to interview. As you watch the French Canadians finish out the seed.
Rywek is at the top of the castle tower right now to jump into Aga 1. Because, of course, we need more simultaneous Aga fights.
Because why would we? Rangatsu not playing too nice with A-Rod here.
Couple of doubles that might only count as singles if the shots hit at the exact same time.
There we go.
And of course, got to shout out the Swagnet from Rywek.
And hey, we have both members of Team Did You Check Your Boot here with us in the voice chat. GG's, guys.
GG.
So yeah, it felt like the big difference in this race was those boots, actually. Both teams got a little bit hung up by one item late game, either the mitts or the medallions in your case, but those boots you guys got early and really took good advantage of.
Yeah, I was very worried about that medallion. Just because if they found the medallion earlier, then I knew they had mitts go mode, and that kind of eliminates a lot of checks for them. So, thankfully, the mitts were just as hard for them to find as Bombos was for us.
Yeah, so you guys got those boots pretty early, like 20 minutes or something. Probably earlier than that, even. I don't know if I think like French Canadian's not good at till like 40 minutes or something along those lines. So that ended up just adding up slowly over time.
Ooh. Yeah,
I also had a bit of a rough time. Arod never got. Arod ended up taking a death to Helmosaur and had to backtrack, among other things. That was unfortunate.
Yeah, I had the unfortunate mistake of forgetting Sahasrara the first time I was going through. So I was not happy to see the flute right there after I had climbed Death Mountain and everything.
Yeah. Oh, the other thing that hurt too for the French Canadians is Ravik forgot to get Ice Rod in on his first trip to Pod, so to backtrack. Beautiful triple, though, to win his Ganon fight.
Oh, nice triple.
And Ravik finishing third here, first of his team, with an official time, once he crosses this bridge, of 1:29.42. GG. That was an interesting race overall. The French Canadians had all 3 medallions much earlier than you guys, but didn't climb the mountain for a good while. And just had some unfortunate deaths here and there as well to add time.
Yeah,
Where was Quake at?
Quake was in Zelda Cell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
so we were talking about this after the race, but I think what we should have done, because there was a point where I just went and did Skullwoods for no reason, because I couldn't really think at the moment, so I'm like, I have to be doing instead of thinking. But I think the smart move there would have been, because Revenant was going through Turtle Rock, and I was kind of like in a holding pattern, I should have done Escape into Aga if I was really trying to burn time, as opposed to just Skullwoods. That would have saved us, but hindsight.
Yeah, we were sort of thinking that when you did Pyramid Ledge on the way up to Catfish, that maybe that would have been a good time to mirror to Hyrule Castle, but there was also Pyramid Fairy that was going to be happening pretty soon, so hard to tell what the right order is on some of those.
Yeah. At least we were able to divide Escape when we finally got there between the long part and Rev coming in to clean up Dark Cross for me. But yeah, I was really worried it was going to be Zora because I never at any point had Zora money this seed.
Yeah.
So I was
thought
preparing.
It was a little short.
I was preparing for an hour and 20-minute hule.
We were actually commenting how that hype cave that gave you 4 red rupees throw was actually pretty convenient in that it gave you pod
Yeah.
money.
Yep. That was very fortunate.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Arod is done with Aga and is off to Ganon. We'll be done here shortly.
I think this is also the first seed I've watched all week where no one found a lamp.
Right?
So, did they check Zora? Or
Yep.
okay, so
It
it had
was
to have
not
been,
that.
so it has to be in Meyer then, right?
I don't think we ever saw Hero Basement from either of you guys.
That is true. There was an item there.
That's
I
true.
think
Where was-
Rywek checked Terra Basement at some point, so...
Did he? I forget if he had.
Okay, I forgot that Hera Basement was a thing entirely, so I'm glad that wasn't Bombos.
Okay, and chat saying, whenever chat is saying it was a bottle, thank you.
Okay, so it had to have been in Meyer then.
I think so, yeah, then we saw just about everything else.
So A-Rod getting these fun 12 Ganon warps.
Yep. Getting very warp happy today. It was nice for the game to give you both tempered and silvers in Wireshed was nice, and then Gold Sword on Trinex even better.
Yeah, I typically would skip that gold sword, but I completely forgotten about it.
And that's getting down for Arod, going to be finishing up 4th and final in this race here. With an official time of 1:33.23. GG's. Their final finish time 1:31.33 on average, so just over 7 minutes behind. And there they are, GG's, guys.
Thank you for the GGs!
Thank you. GD2, Verjig, and Rabbit.
GG's to you both. Just so you know, I was first in my heart. Okay, well, actually no. A-Rod was first in my heart. I was second. I'm giving him first place.
That's
But
very
hey,
kind of
we
you.
won the heart battle.
That's too kind of you for me shooting you in the foot with that ice rod, but
Oh,
you're first in my heart.
always first in my heart.
Yeah,
So did you guys have fun commentating?
Yeah.
we did, absolutely. We were a little confused about that ice rod situation. Was there some miscommunication there?
It didn't seem important at the time. I figured I'll just leave it for later. Like, I'm not going to Turtle Rock anytime soon.
Yeah. No, I said it on the first dip, and then he asked me, "Oh, give me a routing for pod," and I forgot it. Yeah, my bad.
Oh no.
It happens. It's definitely not what cost us any time in the race at all. No. Like, Werfjig, Rev, you deserve this win. I concede technically, but not morally.
We still have each other, Rywek. It's okay.
Yes. I don't thank you. You lift my
Just a reminder, you can check all of the league standings at ALTTPRleague.com, or to check the standing in the A-Rod card, just DM on Discord.
Yes, you can send me a DM. A-Rod, my heart has rankings. If you ask me the question, it does automatically change your ranking. So if you don't want to know, you might stay still. But if you ask me, you might go up or down. But that's up to you.
We disturb you too much now.
Sorry.
But no one can compete if you slid in my DMs. Rywek will be the first in my heart anyways. Together with Ninban.
Yeah. See, in our group, there are no such thing as third wheels. We have a tricycle, so we need all three.
Oh, you're a trouble.
Yeah.
I guess we don't need to ask the question of how team morale is doing. Feels like you're still doing okay.
Oh, absolutely. Like, we were having fun from the get-go, and like, yeah, let's just keep going. Like, I had a bit of trouble at the very beginning because, like, I knew I was late to this. We had to push it back because I had some stuff come up, but like, no, like, A-Rod, like, grounded me, and he focused on lifting me up. Like, he gave me the morale boost I needed to keep going. Like, we decided we're just gonna have fun for this match. If we win, we win. If we lose, we lose. Let's just have fun. And that's what I needed, and that's what I love my team for, is that we're there not just to, like, yeah, we might not win them all, but we're having fun together, and that's the important bit.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, I made the mistake of calling my shot last interview, so I couldn't really afford fun this week.
Oh, well.
Oh, damn, that hurts.
No fun for Rev. I'm sorry. Oh, Werfjig, you asked what rank you are in my heart?
Yeah, I slid into your DMs.
Oh,
Ah,
you know what? I'm gonna boost you up one rank. You're now tied for 32nd place.
All right, you know what? I'll take it. There's a lot of people in this world.
Yes. I have a lot of love to give, so don't worry. There's like at least 500 people after you. I don't know that many people, so.
So, any thoughts from anyone heading into All Dungeons Keys week?
Yes, I have many thoughts, and that will be, I need to find a good place to buy some pom-poms because I am playing cheerleader next week.
Nice.
Yo, same.
Nice.
and
We deserve
I'm
a
going
break,
to be
right?
playing
Yeah.
that one, and I need to recycle myself as a Key Sanity master because I need to find something to beat GFE next week.
Oh boy, that's gonna be a fun one. How about you, Revenant?
I'm looking forward to it. I'm not the strongest with Sanity, but still. It's just fun rephrasing these things.
Yeah, we haven't scheduled our matches against the sexy Ganons yet. But as far as I know, they don't know who's playing. Neither did we until like an hour ago. So
Yeah, that's fair enough, right? So yeah, let me go dig up the standings. Yes, to what is the thing? Week 2. Yep. So yeah, Revenant and or if you guys are facing off against Freda and Yagamoth and Sexy Ganons, and the really French Canadians are getting stuck with Fear Affinity, P-Train, Sablotender, and GFE. Good luck to both of your teams next week.
Thanks.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know who I'm more scared of between those two teams.
I'm scared of everyone.
Yeah, that's the only way to play it safe.
Yeah. But I'm having fun.
That's the point.
Yep.
That does
I
seem
mean,
to be how,
we
Invitational League goes. Is just everyone is scary.
Yeah,
we spend the rest of the year with like the main tourney, the SG live tourney, cross keys, co-op, multi-world, spoiler log tournaments, all about being super competitive. This is about time that we have some fun.
Link to the Past Randomizer League, bringing families together since 2019, 18. I don't remember. Whenever
Yay!
it started. But yeah, I think that's going to just about do it for us. Any other thoughts about this seed? Any last minute shout outs to that Meyer shed?
Oh, that was fun.
Oh, that was sweet. Honestly.
I know there was an entire season where we kept forgetting to check Myershed, so I'm glad that we're over that now.
That's good.
Yeah.
Pretty solid collection rates. Pretty low ones. 113 for both of you guys, Verp and Revenant, and that's a 115 for you, Rywack. Still waiting on A-Rod to show up on screen.
Oh, it's only 115 because because of the ice rock. Because I would have done hookshot cave then.
Yeah, I was wondering why you were doing Hookshot Cave and Checkerboard Cave. I was like, Rywack, where are you going? Hello?
Oh, that's where the Cannon Burn is, right?
Yeah, Checkerboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bruno was
Uh,
checkerboard.
109 for Aaron.
Pretty decent.
It averages out.
Yeah.
And GG's to all 4 of you, and good luck next week.
Thanks, and thanks for tracking and the comms and the restream. We appreciate the work that you put in, especially given the last minute rescheduling.
Thank you very much for all of that.
Absolutely. Thanks for putting on a great race for us. And yeah, I will also shout out our trackers, Arterral and Furious Magic. Once again, thank you both for helping us out today.
Yep. And thank you to my co-commentator, Cole Papabell, as well.
And
But that will... Go ahead, sorry.
I was going to say, of course, thank you to our audience as well. We appreciate you all watching, and be sure to go follow our runners, follow our trackers, follow my co-commentator Star1468, and keep an eye on all of these Speed Gaming channels for more A Link to the Past Randomizer League and other great speedrunning action.
Looks like our final restream for this week will be tonight at 9:40 p.m. Eastern over on SpeedGaming 5 between the Bomb Squad and Tile Rubies. And that'll be Adirondack Rick and Sinak versus Kappa and Jamie Shrew if people want to catch the final restream co-op AD match of the season. Of the week, sorry. And then tomorrow we'll start up again with OAD keys for next week. That'll be it for us tonight. Thanks for watching, everyone. We will see you next time.